Hi, Judge. Not sure if you can hear me, but do we happen to know who the state's attorney is today? Oh, there we go.
All right, good morning. I'm Judge Stacy Sinesco, and court is now in session. Please note that these proceedings are being live streamed on YouTube. No recording is permitted, unauthorized recording that is, and violation is subject to finding of contempt of court. So we have Peter Cesaris, is that right, sir? Yes, are you Mr. Can you speak out loud? Pardon? We can't hear him. Can you hear him?
No.
The audio working? That's the problem. Oh, here, let's see. No, you're not muted. Can you say something? No, I don't hear him at all.
Oh, we have to log back off and log back on.
She talking to you?
Yeah.
No, I don't hear a thing.
No, nothing.
So I don't know if you want to log off and try to log back on, see if that would help.
Okay, wait a minute.
Here, let's see. You're not muted.
Just try to reset it, log on, log off. That's your.
No, I checked to see if that was it. That's her. You muted. I unmuted you, which is still can't hear you.
Nothing. I've never been on the phone.
All right. Can you speak now? Sir? I don't hear anything. There you go. Now we've got you. All right.
I hear you.
Pardon?
Yes, Your Honor, I can hear you.
Perfect. Thank you so much. All right. So, I have a charge of driving on a revoked license involving personal injury and death and obstruction of justice and destroying evidence, along with some miscellaneous tickets, including unlawful possession of cannabis, driving 15 to 20 miles per hour over the speed limit, like a registration light, and this says operating uninsured motor vehicle. The case number is 20 CF 940, assigned to Judge Stride. Okay, do we have Gerstein?
Yes, Your Honor. This was a traffic stop conducted by Mundelein Police Department about 1 a.m. this morning. It was a traffic stop for speeding. Upon the traffic stop, the defendant was a driver. He said he did not have his driver's license on him and provided the name of Elsabe Curley. with a date of birth of March 26, 1970, claiming that was his identity. The officer could not find anybody by that name on record. There was also a marijuana joint that he saw in plain view in the vehicle. Defendant gave consent to search his vehicle. The officer did note there were several notices of suspension in the car under the defendant's name. Eventually, the defendant did admit that his true identity and that he lied because his license was suspended and he knew he would be arrested. He does have it appears 9 driving while revoked priors out of Cook County, DuPage County, and Will County. He's revoked for leaving the scene of a fatal or personal injury accident.
All right, so I do find probable cause that a felony was committed. Sir, are you intending to hire an attorney to represent you in this case?
I would like to have the opportunity to do so. I would love to have the opportunity mostly to rectify my situation with my insurance and my license because of COVID.
Oh, hold on a second. The reason I asked that is for purposes of today, I'm going to appoint the public defender. And then, of course, going forward, you'll have time to hire your own attorney and try to straighten things out. OK, so you mentioned some criminal history or no?
Yes, Your Honor. He does have a number of priors in his background. Besides the driving while revoked, he's got felonies for unlawful restraint, aggravated battery, of which he was sentenced to DOC. He has some failures to register, as well as domestics on his record. Based on his background, the state would request a cash bond, and the number of prior driving while revoked he has would request a cash bond in the amount of $20,000.
Your Honor,
No, hold on a second. Hold on a second. I'm going to give your attorney an opportunity to speak, okay? And then if you need to, you can confer with her. But I'd really prefer that you allow her to speak. All right, go ahead.
Mr. Casares, don't say anything about the facts of the case, about anything that you're being charged with, about anything that you're being charged with in the past, okay?
I was just going to say I haven't had a revoked license since I think 2010, and it's unfortunate that this happened because I was in the process of getting my license back through revocation period, but COVID hit. And all the officers are so backed up that they're just telling me I'm sitting on the phone for an hour and a half with Springfield and stuff, and they're just talking about after an hour and a half of waiting that nothing is moving and everything is backed up and delayed.
All right, hold on a second. I appreciate that, but let your attorney represent you and do what you can, all right?
Sure.
Okay.
Judge, what he did related to the court is accurate. He hasn't had a driving while license revoked charge since 2010, and that can be verified by the records check that was done prior to court today. He does have a criminal background. However, the instant offense is nonviolent in nature. He hasn't had this type of charge, as previously stated, in over 10 years. So I would be asking for a lower and more reasonable cash bond based on that.
Okay, so I do have a pretrial bond supervision report. Do you both have that?
We have a records check, Judge. It's not a full pretrial report, but yes.
Oh, the first appearance, you have this document? Okay,
Yes, that's what I have, yes.
all right. Sir, how much, if you had to post, how much money do you think you could raise to post bond this morning? You've made a few phone calls and did what you could. What's the most amount of money you think you could get?
$500 right now, and about half of that.
Now, so I'm going to go ahead and take the state's recommendation and impose a $20,000 bond, and then conditions. Ms. Laughlin?
Your Honor, the state would ask
That there be no driving without a valid driver's license, and then I would leave pretrial to the court's discretion.
Okay. I'm not going to put them on pretrial bond services at this point, but I assume that you'll want a short date, and we could talk about it then.
Yes, Judge, if we could set the matter for bond review this week.
All right.
with the bond report ordered.
Okay, so how about Wednesday,
Wednesday, can we do 9 a.m.?
June 24th, 9 a.m. All right. So
I would ask for 2 phone calls.
stride schedule. Yes, and then 2 phone calls.
Thank you.
Anything else we need this morning?
Is the public defender discharged, Judge?
Yes, thank you.
That $20,000 full on, I don't understand, for driving on a revoked? Hello?
I'm sorry, what?
$20,000, like, I need $20,000 for.
No, you'll need $2,000. You'll need $2,000, and it's for the all the charges that I mentioned at the outset. Okay.
All right.
Right. So be sure if you do post, be sure you come back on that court date. All right, Wednesday. And then if you hire an attorney, your attorney could advise you, and I'm sure he or she will be with you at that time.
Well, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Good luck. All right, do we have Mr. Murphy?
Sending him right now.
Thank you.
We have one. Friday. They're checking his temperature. He'll be coming in
Okay.
in less than 30 seconds.
All right, thank you.
Welcome.
All right, good morning, sir. Are you William Murphy?
Yes.
All right. So you're charged with possession of a controlled substance, driving under the influence, illegal transportation of alcohol, improper lane usage, operating an uninsured motor vehicle, and then there's also apparently 2, and those cases are assigned to Judge Boers, 20 CF 939. And then there are also 2 warrants for you as well. One is 20 CF 49 for 1 count of retail theft, class 3, a 2nd count of retail theft enhanced, class 4. That bond was signed January 6, 2020 in the amount of $75,000. There's another warrant issued June 12th of 2020 by Judge Strickland for the failure to appear in T-110 for status of preliminary hearing. The bond amount on that is $50,000. In terms of the new charges from Lake Barrington that I mentioned at the outset, state, do we have Gerstein?
Yes, Your Honor. If I could just clarify the failure to appear warrant case number, is that 19 CF 1274?
Yes, I'm sorry, 19 CF 1274 and also 19 CF 2187.
And Judge, he has a private attorney on those cases, just for the court's information.
Thank you. I appreciate that clarification. Sir, I'm going to appoint, you have a private attorney, I'm told. I'm going to appoint the public defender for purposes of today, after which you'll be discharged, and then you can contact your private attorney in terms of going forward. All right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And so probable cause?
Your Honor, there was a traffic stop conducted by Barrington Police about 7:30 last night. There was a call in for a reckless driver. The defendant's car and the defendant were located by the arresting officer. The officer observed his driving behavior and observed him to strike a curb. When the officer got behind his vehicle, he stopped in between two lanes of traffic. He drove up on a curb. Eventually, when he pulled into a parking lot, the officer also noted that he had tremendous damage to his vehicle. His back window was shattered out. He had debris in his wheels. He had dirt all along the right side of his car and damage to the front fender. Officer noted an odor of cannabis coming from inside, noted that the defendant had slurred speech, bloodshot eyes. He initially identified himself by the name of Edward, and the officer was able to determine his actual identity. He submitted to field sobriety tests showing signs of impairment. And once he was placed into custody, he was searched, and in his pocket of his shorts were found 41 individually packaged pills that field tested positive for fentanyl. There was also beer cans, empty beer cans, that were found in the car.
Thank you. I do find probable cause that a felony was committed. Do we have, obviously have the outstanding warrants. Do we have any other criminal history?
I show some prior retail thefts, Your Honor, from 2015 and 2012 for Lake County, based on the fact that he is on bond for 2 failures to appear. He has a new warrant pending, 20 CF 49, and then he picks up new charges while on bond. The state would request that the cash bond as to $75,000 be imposed as to all matters.
Ben?
Judge, I would just be asking for a lower cash bond, considering they are all category B offenses, but if we can ultimately set the matter for bond review and status of attorney.
Okay, so I will go ahead and keep the 75. And then status of attorney. What date are you proposing?
If we could perhaps, this is Judge Boris, I believe if the clerk can verify any day of the week in 110, I think is appropriate. So I would ask for Thursday.
All right, Thursday at 9 a.m.
Yes, thank you.
All right, sir. So if you are able to post, it's important that you appear on that next date. You do get 2 phone calls, so obviously you might want to reach out to your attorney. And then I don't know what conditions, if any, or additional conditions you might want to place. Ms. Laughlin?
Thank you, Your Honor. If he were to post, I would ask that he be placed on pre-jail bond services, that there be a curfew at their discretion, that there be no drugs or alcohol, random testing, and no driving without a valid driver's license, as well as no weapons.
All right, so ordered. And then if you are able to post, you need to, have, no alcohol, below zeros in order to get out, if you're able to do so this morning. Anything else we need?
Judge, I would just ask the court note that the category B date is February 26th of 2021.
Thank you very much.
That next court date June 25th.
We said Wednesday, I believe, or what, Thursday?
Thursday for status of attorney and bond review.
Yes.
And is there a bond report being ordered, Judge? For it?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, I believe that's it, sir.
Thank you.
Do we have any other cases that you're aware of, counsel? I don't think so, except for juvenile. Okay.
And Judge, I believe we're appearing remotely for juvenile. Is that right?
That's my
Okay, so
understanding.
I'll just log in. Are you creating a new Zoom link or will it be the same one? Do you know?
No, it's the juvenile link.
Okay.
So if you go, it's C2, I think.
Oh, okay, perfect. Under everything else. Okay. Thank you so much. I'll see you.
Thanks. Okay.
Your Honor, do I also go to C1 in juvenile?
So it would be remote, but my understanding is we don't need an interpreter, is what I've been advised. So I think there's no need for you to log on.
Okay.
Okay.
If you need me, I will be here. Thank you,
All right.
Your Honor.
Thank you so much. Okay.
Have a good day, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Now, last week,